All right, everyone, how are we doing? A victory for Celtic this afternoon, 2-0 against Hearts. It's the middle of the night in Melbourne. You can probably tell from looking at me. I wish I was sleeping right now. I don't know if that goes for John Reidzo as well. Did I give you your full name, John Reid?
No. Just stick to Reidzo. Sorry that I'm not looking directly at the camera. I can't work out how to do it. So it looks like I'm ill, but I'm not actually.
Stevie did say that this would definitely pass off without any issues at all. So who knows if this video will even make it, John. But it's lovely to have you on the channel, mate. How are you getting on, and how did you enjoy your afternoon watching Celtic?
Hello everybody in the channel. I thought it was a decent game. We've played better this season. It reminded me a wee bit of how we performed in games last season, but the difference is we got the job done, and I thought Engels was very, very good. A very good full debut for him, I'd say.
Aye, that's the thing I was thinking when I was watching the game, and I thought we did play some good stuff at times, but it did remind me maybe a little bit of last season in the second half, just with I felt maybe from the 60-minute mark onwards we just got a bit sloppy in the game, and Hearts didn't really offer anything at all, but I felt like we were kind of giving them an opportunity to get back into things, and obviously they had that big chance, didn't they? I think it was just one big chance they had when I'm not sure if it was Danda didn't quite get the purchase on the ball, but maybe a wee reminder of last season at times, but there was good stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, I don't want to be so negative. That's my I'm notoriously negative on GIGPOD, but and listen to that great podcast everywhere, listeners. But I thought we were slightly sloppy with our passing. I mean, Hatate especially, he's had better games, and I thought Kyogo has had better games. But I mean, if we look at who played well just for a sec, I thought, like, especially from where I was sitting, I thought CCV was imperious as usual. What an amazing player he is. And, I mean, apart from one tiny error, Liam Scales, who people at GIGPOD know I'm not a fan of, I thought he was excellent as well. And that header he won in the second half, when he get fouled, that was really brave, and I thought he played well as well.
Right, okay, talk to me about Arne Engels then, John, because he started the game. That was probably the big decision, the big takeaway from Brendan Rodgers' starting lineup. How did you think he played generally? And also, he obviously, took some balls to stand up and take that penalty.
I thought it was excellent. I mean, I was thinking to myself, the fact that he took the penalty shows that, I mean, he's going to be our main man now. I mean, we spent £11 million, I think, on him, and that shows how important he's going to be. I thought he had some excellent touches. It was interesting that he was, on some occasions, he was actually the furthest player forward, even further forward than Kyogo. He was really unlucky with that brilliant shot off the post in the first half. I mean, he did show a lot of ball to take that penalty, but I would imagine that on Wednesday he'll be in the team, and I thought he was really, really good. A great first full debut for him.
Aye, I mean, taking that penalty, I thought really did take some guts, because and you were almost, I don't know how you were at the game, but I was a bit worried when he was stepping up, because you're thinking, like, as much as, scoring or missing that penalty isn't going to define his Celtic career, if you do step up, 0-0, I don't know how many minutes, and miss that, then you're maybe going to get a bit of criticism, and who knows how the game goes from that point. But I love the fact, I think Real Hatate was kind of over the ball. You probably saw
it was, yeah,
better at the game, but Engels obviously took it. It was a good penalty, so I think he'd be on the penalties going forward.
I would think so, yeah. I think so. I mean, as I said, I think he's the main man now and going to be in this team, even more than our previous main man Kyogo, who I didn't think had his best game today, but he'll come good again.
Big statement, the main man, John. Who else impressed you today?
Well, CCV and Scales, I thought were both excellent. I thought McCowan, I thought he maybe started off slightly slowly when he came on, but I mean, I thought he took his goal well, and like that's the sort of game he's made for. A game against a team like Hearts, who are going to be stuffy and causes problems, but he's the sort of player that can break them down. And I thought Craig Gordon, wonderful guy, should have done better with the goal, but it was still a good shot. And I mean, he loved the goal for the celebrations for it. So I really think it was nobody really stood out for me apart from CCV and Scales and Engels, because, I mean, the guys who were so brilliant against Rangers, like Kyogo, Dyson, I thought Dyson was pretty quiet by his standards. I mean, we've played a lot better this season. But I mean, the fact that we got the job done when last season we stumbled in so many of these games shows that we are a much better team than last season. And obviously, I've seen that our title rivals Aberdeen also won. So it looks like it's going to be a two-horse race for the league this season for a couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah. No, I thought there was positives there. Yeah, I take your point, Maida. I thought he made a few good runs in behind, especially in the first half. I think his movement's quite underrated, and Greg Taylor was finding him. I mean, he kind of flashed a few balls across, didn't he, that no one really got in the end of. Kuhn was quite lively in the first half.
Those two runs he done were fantastic. I mean, we haven't talked about Kyogo's sitter when he was clean through. And when it was 0-0, a brilliant run by Kuhn put him clean through. He could have rounded Gordon, I thought, but he tried to sort of first time it and he hit it by the post. There was another brilliant run by Kuhn as well, who set up Dyson, where maybe it looked like it could have been a penalty, but it would have been a soft one. I mean, the other big talking point was that in the first half, the referee, I don't know who the referee was, but let's just say, I won't find out his name because he wasn't very good. That's me, of course, not doing research. But I mean, they awarded Hearts a penalty, but the good old VAR rescinded for handball, and then second half, for what I can gather, our penalty was a stone waller, yet they didn't give it and VAR did. I remember that 3-0 game against Hearts last season with a stone waller when Shankland practically carried the ball in his hands and he had a big grin in his face after it, and we still, like, the referee didn't give the penalty, so no doubt we'll get an explanation on the VAR show or whatever, how long that lasts, probably another week, until like the day of dodgy decision. Hope the listeners are enjoying my very, very strange look on my face here. There's a look sort of just confused.
Where are you, John? Where are you? Because it doesn't look like Celtic Park.
I'm at the cycling complex across the road from Celtic Park.
Okay, the Criswell Velodrome.
The Criswell Velodrome, but I'm leaning here trying to get my face to look directly at camera and failing miserably.
No,
but I press on.
I'm still trying to find this referee's name, John. You might need to give me about 5 minutes to find this. I must say it was a guy, a Colin Stephen. Colin Stephen was the referee's name. I thought I think maybe last season the Liam Scales one would potentially have been a penalty. I thought it was a bit of common sense this year, which is what we're asking for. The one that we got, I found that remarkable that the referee didn't give that at the time, because it just looked so obvious. And even the reaction, I think James Penrice, the Hearts fullback, I mean, his arms are like right up there. Mm-hmm. So it was a definite penalty for me. I found it astonishing the referee didn't give it the time. I guess that's what VAR is there for. But even then, they seem to take forever with the VAR to look at a pretty obvious penalty. But maybe I'm slightly nitpicking there. They got there in the end. That was a big moment in the game. Yeah, I mean, I thought there was a few players you could pick out. I thought Kasper Schmeichel had a good game today.
That save was a good save. I mean, he didn't really have much to do apart for that save, but he did the job.
What save was that, sorry?
He's saving the second half. Schmeichel.
The one from...
Save, the only save he had in the game, really. Oh, well, he had a shot for Shankland, but that was never, like, really bothering him.
Yeah. The reason I'm struggling with some of this, John, is you might or might not know this. Celtic TV was a complete embarrassment today. It went down, I think, 3 different times during the match. It went down right after Hearts were given a penalty in the first half.
Good time.
And I didn't see any of the last 10 minutes of the first half. And then it went down temporarily for about a minute or so with about 10 minutes to go with the score at 1-0. So, Celtic TV wasn't ideal today. But no, generally, I thought there was good things there. The subs came on and did well, I thought, today. That was quite important. Bernardo came on. Obviously, McCowan... McCowan deserved his goal because he was great play from him in the lead up to it, really kept the ball well and got it back, and it's big, I think, that those two guys, Engels and McCowan, are off the mark already and they've scored. And it was just disappointing that Adam Ida's goal didn't count, because I think that would have been perfect as well, for the 1-3-0 and had 3 summer signings getting their kind of first goals of the club, for the club / of the season. That would have been even better, but we can't have it all.
No, I mean, I could be in the pub now instead of failing to look straight into a camera lens.
Yeah.
But no, for what I could gather, what you guys said in the chat, the either goal looked onside, but from where I was sitting in the game, I mean, couldn't see.
Yeah. I'd like to properly see it again. They kind of showed the VAR, the replay with the lines, and it did look offside, but you're always kind of doubting with, how accurate are these lines, because it doesn't seem quite as foolproof a system maybe as they use in other leagues. Just generally, where do you think we are, John? We're looking ahead to Slovan Bratislava on Wednesday night. Probably going to need a slightly better performance to win that game, because I expect them to be better than Hearts, but we're capable of it.
Yeah, I mean, I expect us to up our game because it's such a big game. First, Youth Champions League fixture. It's a game we should be looking to win. No disrespect to Bratislava, but you can't complain. We've won every game. We've not conceded a goal in the league. I mean, that was probably us playing at 50-60% today. I know it's not a good Hearts team, but it's still a team that we lost twice to last season, and we beat them relatively comfortably, and with nothing more we can ask for, really. I mean, it was an important win because obviously we've not got a league game next weekend. We've got Falkirk in the League Cup, so it would have been a bit annoying to, with 2 weeks without a league game and no winning, but I always had faith in this team. I mean, we really are much better than this time last season, and I'm hoping we're going to prove that in Europe starting on Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's always tough when your first game back after the break, because players have been away. Daizen Maeda and Rio Hatate have been at the other side of the world, and they've come back and you don't know exactly when they've got back. And I guess it's difficult for them to just click back into gear. As much as fans, we want to see the team playing at this level that they showed against Rangers in the derby. It's maybe not always possible. What was the atmosphere like at the game today?
Well, I was beside the Green Brigade, and they always create a good noise, but it was pretty flat for a lot of the game. I mean, it did get better second half, and it did get better after that penalty decision that Hearts didn't get. And it did sort up a bit in the second half, especially when Hearts had us penned in for a couple of minutes, just very briefly. But I don't think the atmosphere was as good as that game against Hearts last season. The 3-0 one at the end of the season that Stevie was going about how brilliant it was. But pretty quiet, but I mean, probably because everybody's really just looking forward to Wednesday, which is a much, much bigger game.
Yeah. New signings getting a bit of love, Arnie Engels and Luke McCowan sounded like he got a really good reaction when he came on.
He did. It was much better than the reaction than any of the other subs goal, even Ida. I feel a bit annoyed for Ida because, I mean, that would have been a big him for him to get his first goal this season. I mean, I think he'll probably start next weekend, I'd imagine. Might get a good chance in that game.
Yeah. I was disappointed for Ida as well, because I just sense folk are, I don't know, being a little bit too critical of him, given that he's just back at the club and he's barely kicked a ball since he's come back. And there was one pass he played just back the way today, and you could hear groans a little bit, and I just wonder if we're expecting a little bit too much. I mean, he's not played a lot of football recently,
no.
And I think him getting that goal, he took the goal really well. It was great movement. It wasn't him that was offside. It was Lewis Palmer. So I think him getting that goal would have been great for him. But obviously it wasn't to be. As we say, Kasper Schmeichel, 5 clean sheets. I think it's Paul Cudahy was saying it's the first time we've kept 5 clean sheets at the start of a league season since 1906, John, which is a pretty ridiculous stat. And Schmeichel had a great throw out as well, didn't he? I think he released Daizen Maeda with a great throw in the second half, and made that save, as you say. So lots of positives today. Another clean sheet. Not our free-flowing best, but we got the job done. Right, give us your final thoughts, John, then we can head off.
No, I mean, we can play better, but all we want now is victories heading into what's going to be a huge game on Wednesday, and I'm confident we can play better. And apologies for not being able to look into the camera properly. I apologise to all our wonderful Celtic AM video viewers, and Steve will be back after the next game. Sorry, listeners and viewers.
No, you've been fabulous, mate. It's been great to have you on. I'm sure everyone will show you a bit of love, and we'll catch up with you in GIGPOD. It's been good to have you on. And you took Stevie's seat at the game. You took Stevie's place in the post-match reaction as well. John, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem, Hamish. Great to speak to you as usual, mate.
Yep. Thanks everyone for watching this one. And and bearing with us. And 3 more points for Celtic. We move forward to the start of the Champions League. We can properly talk about it now, and that will start with Monday morning's video. Let us know your thoughts on today, and I'll respond to the best of them on Monday. Chat to you then.